Carolina keeps popping up on so many top 5 lists, top 10 lists. We know it's a desirable place to move, and we're trying to decide where. So in this video, we're gonna go over the top 5 places that you should be looking into right now, because you can go from the oceans all the way to the mountains, even some lakes along the way. All right, so starting at number 5. This place is in the heart of South Carolina. It is a place that a lot of different people are looking at and go, maybe. It has a lot to offer. And in the area of our state capital, what are some of the things to do around Columbia? Well, you've got the Riverbanks Zoo. And if you haven't been, it's worth the trip to go. There's so many different exhibits. It's not a massive zoo, but it's not a small zoo either. A lot of the schools here in the area take field trips there. Other things to do, and I thought this was cool, I personally have never been, is to see the synchronous fireflies. Now, this is something that happens at Congaree National Park. It's so cool. The fireflies, they light up at the same time. So just a little bit of a phenomenon that I think is worth going and visiting. So if you're looking at Columbia, where are some places that most people like to live? Well, first we're gonna say, okay, need to look at the Irmo Chapin area. It's known for some awesome schools and access to Lake Murray. Definitely love being able to get onto any body of water, to be completely honest with you. Other places are Lexington, Blythewood, even parts of Northeast Columbia. I hear a lot of these areas come up quite often. And when you're looking at this area, look into those specific towns. Now, of course, I know realtors all over the state. So if you would like a really great referral for someone in, say, Chapin, or someone who could help you in Blythewood, would love to put you in contact with my referral partners there who know that you guys are watching this video. So stay with me because we're talking about more areas as we keep going here. Other things to note about the Columbia general area is that it is the home to the University of South Carolina, go Gamecocks, which I'm not a Gamecocks fan. So, but if you're in South Carolina, you might have to pick between Gamecocks and Clemson. It's just a thing that happens here. Other things around Columbia, you have Fort Jackson. Now, Fort Jackson is known as a very large Army training base. And did you know that 60% of women go through Fort Jackson when they enter into the Army? Here's the cool thing about Columbia. It does have one of the lower costs of living, I would say probably for the state. Median sales prices for houses there is right in like the 270s to the low 300s. It's lower than some other areas, and I would personally want to look into that. Finally, my personal favorite just about this area is its general location. You can be at the beach in 2 hours, or you can be in the mountains within 2 hours. Kind of gets you the best of all worlds. You're also not far away from lakes. So it does give you a good location if you want to be, you know, not too far away from things. We've been here for at least the last decade. I've got a good friend of mine that lives in the area that is a realtor that's lived there since 2000. So he's seen the entire area grow, and he has a lot to offer. So reach out to the team. We'd love to connect you. All right, so let's go to number 4 on our list. It's almost a North Carolina suburb. This area is right outside of Charlotte. Now, Charlotte has a lot of people that relocate there to the area for jobs, for location, to be close to an international airport, or just to be in the Carolinas, to be quite frank. It's an awesome place. It's a really cool city to be in. And if you're looking at Charlotte, you may actually want to look into a suburb called Rock Hill. Now, Rock Hill is the 5th largest city in the state, and it is where you are going to be able to get into Charlotte pretty easily, but then at the same time, you are right there outside of the mountains. Now, Rock Hill has many nice neighborhoods, lots of different housing options available, and it does still have that lower cost of living that so many people move here to the Carolinas for. So take advantage of being able to live close to Charlotte without actually having to live in Charlotte or North Carolina and have to deal with their taxes and so on. It's just different than South Carolina. Other things around Rock Hill that you should know of, Winthrop University is right there. And then also with Rock Hill, you get to enjoy that small town feel without it actually being a small town because, again, you're so close to Charlotte. So average home prices there is probably in the lower 3 to mid 300s, so 320 to 350. Keep going here. Number 3 on the list, and this area, I don't know, I call it a day trip. Some people, you guys might don't decide that it's a day trip. So a day trip to me, we wake up early, and I'm talking leaving the house at like 6, 7 o'clock, and I want to go to the beach. All right. But I don't want to go and have to spend the night or anything like that. Where am I going? And maybe you should be looking into living there if you want to live close to the beach. Go check out Charleston, South Carolina, right down there on the coast here. And there's so many different little places around Charleston that I think to actually live in Charleston, yeah, I mean, your budget's just going to be higher. It's Charleston. But there are areas, let's see here, let's look at the map really fast here. So what we're looking at here is the map inside the multiple listing service. Charleston down here on the coast. A lot of people that move to this area don't actually live in Charleston. They live in Hanahan, Goose Creek. Somerville is a big draw for a lot of people. Living here in Moncks Corner, even all the way over here in Walterboro, which there's not that much out there. But as you get down here towards Charleston, that is where you are going to enjoy all that Charleston has to offer, the history, the beaches, the things to do, all of it. So I do think it's something that a lot of people want to live near the beach. And here's one thing that's cool about Charleston. You can live in the suburbs around Charleston without being stuck in the city of Charleston. Now, there is universities there in the area, so you get the college kids as well. You also get the tourists that come to the area. When you go visit Charleston, you're going to places like the Battery, Rainbow Row, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go Google Rainbow Row and we'll show you the houses and you'll see why it's called Rainbow Row. It's a fun place to be. And if you are looking to be near the beach, that's definitely where I would want to be. Look into places like Mount Pleasant, Isle of Palms, James Island. It is going to be a little bit of a higher cost of living than maybe other places in the state, just because, again, it's Charleston and their average home prices is higher than, say, some of these other areas. Now, I will tell you, the pro, definitely living near the beach all day, every day, would love that. The con, you gotta be okay with some traffic. Now, you guys that are living in a big city already, the traffic probably is not going to be a crazy big deal for you. As you're trying to figure out, okay, am I going to live in Charleston? Am I going to live in a suburb of Charleston? Well, here's the deal. I do know that a lot of our retiring age ranges move down towards Charleston. Because of the history, because of the things to do. I will caution you though, it is primarily a tourism industry, and it does draw a lot of those types of jobs. So if that's where you want to be, or if the job is there, awesome. Would love to connect you there and get you working with somebody who could help you navigate the suburbs and where are the best places to land. Let's go just a little bit closer, I guess, not in the mountains yet, but closer there. Our number 2 spot, and it's one that you definitely don't want to overlook. We've done a couple of videos about it, and it is an area of the state that I think is often overlooked because the internet says to overlook it. What do I mean by that? Guys, when I'm talking about an area, you have the same questions all the time. Is it a good area? Is it a safe area? Is there things to do? What is it like to live there? I'm going to tell you the real deal about it. The internet's going to try to scare you. So when you look up Spartenburg, South Carolina, it's going to say, big bold letters, probably within your first 2 or 3 clicks, Spartenburg has a high crime rate. What does that mean? Well, here's the deal. When you're looking into Spartenburg, it's really a beautiful city that is very diverse and has a lot to offer. So please, 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 don't believe everything that the internet says, because Spartenburg is full of life and art and has a lot of different industries that come through Spartenburg, as well as a lot of different universities. It is covered in historical neighborhoods. If you want to live in a larger home, when you look in other parts of the state, that house would be more expensive, or it'd be more expensive to live in the area. Spartenburg is going to give you a little bit of a better cost of living. Neighborhoods that are taken care of and have been there for at least 30 to 50 years plus sometimes. And in the Spartenburg area, I mean, things to do. You've got the downtown, the community events, the festivals that happen. And we've talked about those all throughout our different Spartenburg videos. So here on the channel, you can actually go and look at Spartenburg. And maybe it's just Spartenburg County, because there are some very nice areas in Spartenburg County that you don't want to miss out on, like Lyman, Duncan, Inman, Boiling Springs. Those areas you don't want to miss out on that are all small suburbs within the Spartanburg County area. I know that we talk about it a lot and you guys ask me a lot, well, okay, what about the crime rate? How do you get around that? Here's what I can say. There are certain pockets of the Spartanburg area that, let's just be real, you're gonna have some higher crime. And yes, I'm gonna say, hey, this is what the crime map says, but there are some very good top-rated school districts according to greatschools.org, and it's just an area that is often overlooked because of what the internet says. So, hope that helps. Reach out to us. Here's a QR code that I know if you guys are watching on your TV, you can scan that QR code and it'll take you directly to a contact sheet that you can reach out to us. Let us know, hey, you're interested in this area, or hey, I was watching Aubree's video and we actually want a really good connection for Columbia or Charleston. Reach out, let us know. We would love to connect you to someone who is trusted and good at what they do whenever they're helping people relocate. Drum roll! The number 1 spot. All right, so if you're watching this video, you know what I'm getting ready to say, because I'm biased and I love this area. I can be at the lakes in 30 minutes. I can be in the mountains in 10 minutes. In really cute little downtowns, a big downtown and then downtowns of the suburbs within 15 to 20 minutes in any direction. One of the things that I love about this area specifically is you're not gonna find all of the big box chain stores or restaurants. Good golly, I went to a different coffee shop every single Friday for probably about 9 months. What other area can you say that you've done that and you never once went to a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts? Just saying, I don't think that there's many areas like this. in the country. There's also jobs. So it's not just focused in on one type of industry. We're not just automotive, not just engineering, not just manufacturing, though there is a lot of all of those. And that's what helps keep our economy strong. So being able to say that, you live in an area that is thriving financially, thriving with its businesses, it's thriving in its community and the things to do and the places to go, that you don't feel like you actually have to, travel an hour to get to something to do. So when you are looking here and you're like, you know what? We've looked everywhere in the state. We know South Carolina is where I want to be, where you want to move your family, where you want to retire, where you're just looking for something new, a new start. Please give Greenville your vote, okay? I need you to come and check us out first though. We've got some of the best places, I think, in the entire state. All right, guys, so if you are looking at any of these places and you're like, hey, we need a connection here, reach out to the team, because we would love to connect you with someone that we know, like, and trust, and have confidence that they're going to do a great job for you. And then obviously, if you're looking at Greenville or just the upstate, reach out directly to us anyways, because we would love to help you. That's what we do. And if you want to learn more about Greenville, I've got some videos here that you can watch to learn more about the area.